You are welcome to the big interview on Graphic Online. Today we have an important personality to interact with. She is no other than Ambassador Stephanie S. Sullivan, the U.S. Ambassador to Ghana. Madam, you are welcome to the big interview of Graphic Online.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you. Before we start, we'll delve into the real issues. My information is that you've been in Ghana before. This is not your first time. Can you please explain to us?
My family and I lived here from 1997 to 2001,
Wow.
when I worked at the U.S. Embassy as the chief of the political section.
Okay.
During that time, I came to appreciate men's and women's football in Ghana, so I'm wishing the Black Stars all the success today against the Nigerian
Oh, wow.
Eagles.
Probably that was why you asked about Kumasi. Wonderful. Oh, so you were really into football in Ghana.
Yes, I actually trained with the post-com ladies at the time, and the United States hosted the Women's World Cup in 1999. Many people don't know that Ghana's first entry in the World Cup ever was not the Black Stars; it was the Black Queens.
Wow, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I'm hearing this. Wonderful. And you were part of it.
Well,
you play with them all.
I trained. I was not even fit to polish their boots,
Okay.
but they tolerated me, and it was a really wonderful opportunity for me to, make good friends and understand a very important part about Ghanaian culture with the football.
Wonderful, wonderful. So is that the only sports you are interested in, or football? Is it the only sports, or you are a sportswoman?
I'm generally a sportswoman. I'm actually the reigning national champion in Ghana in squash for women.
Wonderful. Wow.
But there weren't many competitors, so we have another tournament
you are the
coming up.
champion.
Yes, I'm trying to retain my title.
Yes, you have to, because that is wonderful. So then, before you even came as an ambassador, you have the love of Ghana in your heart before you came here.
Absolutely. You know, most days I wear a flag pin close to my heart. It has a flag of Ghana and a flag of the United States. And it was like coming home for us. So we were very, very excited to have this opportunity for me to come as ambassador.
Wonderful, wonderful. So now, you are living in Ghana. How long have you been in Ghana as the ambassador?
It will be more than 3 years and 3 months when we depart in a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
With your family. Were you here this time with the whole family?
Our small boys have become big boys in all that time, so they came to visit many, many times. My husband has been here with me.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. It's also been very, very instrumental in Ghana, because a friend was telling me he taught her at GIG.
In fact, when we were here previously, he did teach for a year at GIJ, and it's been wonderful to run into former students of his. Now he's very involved with the Ambassador Spouses group in environmental activities, photography group, and other endeavors.
And they said he was the best. Ever since he left, they've never had anybody with so much knowledge about that one. Thank you very much.
I'll be sure to share that with him.
Okay, please let him know that his students appreciate him so much.
Wow.
In fact, they asked me to tell him that they really appreciate him. Okay, so now, you are living in Ghana at a time when the world is battling the COVID-19 pandemic. How has it affected U.S. relationship with Africa and Ghana in particular, the pandemic?
Right, we're more than 2 years into it now. And I'm grateful that so many scientific strides have been made that have enabled us to be vaccinated. The United States is the largest partner with Sub-Saharan Africa in the public health arena, including specifically with COVID, whether it has to do with providing vaccines, breathing apparatus like ventilators. We donated 50 ventilators to Ghana, 4 oxygen plants for regional hospitals in Ghana. We've done a lot in terms of throughout Africa and specifically in Ghana with addressing the immediate effects, but also the second and third order economic effects. So it's, in fact, offered another opportunity to strengthen our relationship and our partnership.
Now that there seems to be an ease in the COVID-19 restriction, how can the global community be able to prevent future pandemics?
One of the things the United States has been focused on is the kind of early warning system of preventing and detecting other pandemics. So unfortunately, it's likely there will be more pandemics in our lifetimes, and it may not be a mutation of COVID-19. But one of the reasons it's so important for people to get vaccinated, even though it seems like the pandemic has subsided, is to deny the COVID virus the opportunity to mutate into a potentially more virulent and deadly form. Even once that ceases to be a danger, there's so many different viruses in the forest, and as we chop down the forest, it's not only bad for the environment and threatens the climate crisis even more, but it provides more opportunities for some of these zoonotic diseases to emerge, like Ebola and others. So I think the lessons we learned going back to Ebola and now with COVID about how to keep ourselves safe are very important to keep in mind going into the future.
The latest issue is the Ukraine-Russian invasion. It's a global crisis which has caused devastation throughout the global community. Shortage of fuel, food, and everything. Going forward, what do you advise the global community to do to prevent the occurrence of such invasions in the future?
Well, Putin's invasion of Ukraine is a war of choice, of Putin's choice. It's not the Russian people who support this. We support the people and the government of Ukraine in their sovereignty, in their territorial integrity. Ghana has really stepped up in the global leadership on the stage at the United Nations as a member of the Security Council, reinforcing the support for Ukraine and its sovereignty and territorial integrity. So sanctions are one method that are used in the global community to try to mitigate bad behavior and also prevent future type occurrences. But it's really quite shocking. It was broadcast in advance through intelligence sources, and what Putin has done has turned the world upside down on top of a 2-year pandemic. And the food security challenges throughout the world are no joke. So we would really ask that all the countries in the world, as members of the UN General Assembly, unite in condemning this unprovoked and unwarranted aggression.
It's unfortunate. Thank you. So what is the current focus of U.S.-Ghana bilateral relations, the current focus?
Well, you know, there have been several areas of focus. We have a tremendous team here at the embassy that works in the economic and development area, that works in the regional security area, and that works in the accountable governance area. So we continue our focus on all of those areas. We've talked a little bit about some of the public health, but we also have Pepfar, which is the President's emergency program for AIDS relief. This is, you know, into its probably 20th year now, and it's a tremendous example of a good program that one political party president came up with, and when the next political party president arrived on the scene, they asked questions. What is this Pepfar? Oh, this is actually a really good thing. Let's double the budget. So it went from a Republican program to a Democratic program, followed by another Republican program that supported it, and now another Democratic president who's supporting it. Okay. And I like to use that as an example of how we all stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, and we try to go forward with development by building on what has come before and not worrying about, you know, whose idea was it. If it's a good idea, if it's good for the country, if it's good for the partnership with other countries in the world, let's keep on doing it and do it even more. In the security space, we've done a lot in terms of partnership with maritime security. All this piracy in the Gulf of Guinea threatens the free movement of trade throughout the world. We also have done a lot in terms of preventing violent extremism and training and partnership with the security services, be it the military or even the police, the drugs authorities, et cetera. And then in accountable governance, I am pleased that I was able to observe for the second time a peaceful election day in Ghana and see credible elections, because I was here in 2000. Okay. But as part of accountable governance, we're still looking forward to the results of the investigations into the violence that followed Election Day in 2020. We've done a lot with the media. We did quite a bit. You mentioned my husband had worked at GIJ. We did a lot of training with journalists about coverage of elections. Yes. We've done training related to accessibility and disability issues. And also we're very focused on this growing menace of misinformation and disinformation, which can be very damaging. The speed of social media can really derail things, and people need to understand and develop discernment about what makes sense and what doesn't make sense before just, friends don't let friends forward misinformation.
Exactly. Wonderful.
And the other one, this was my favorite line from one of my speeches. This was a pre-election workshop for the media, and I said, just say no to Konkonsa.
Wonderful. So you know what Kokonsa is?
Yes, I do, unfortunately.
On investment partnership with Africa, especially Ghana, where are we?
Continental level, we have a lot of programs such as the African Growth and Opportunity Act that remains in place till 2025. We're very excited about a growing partnership with the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Secretariat located here in Accra, but with tremendous impact and potential to have a market of 1.3 billion people. So we're looking forward to developing that relationship here. We also have programs like Prosper Africa that kind of unite a whole of government effort to advance the economic relationship with Africa. And actually in my tenure here since 2018, we've doubled the two-way trade between Ghana and the United States, despite the pandemic. So there's a lot of excitement, and I think investors look at what's actually happening on the ground and how businesses that are already there are operating in their operating environment. And it's so important that the rhetoric about the investment climate be matched by the reality on the ground, because new investors will talk to people who are already on the ground. And if they're having a good experience, if they feel like there's contract sanctity, there's a level playing field, there's transparency, accountability, fair trade practices, others will come. If the people currently on the ground aren't experiencing that flourishing investment climate, they will talk to the ones who are interested with predictable results.
So what do you think Ghana should do to position itself to attract the needed investment for development?
I think Ghana needs to take a serious look at having the operating environment that the businesses experience match the very positive rhetoric.
What is your take on the government's flagship program, Ghana Beyond Aid?
So we're actually very aligned with that, and it is in sync with our journey to self-reliance. We want to see Ghana flourish economically. We want to see Ghana become a full trading partner in these ways. We want to put our AID program out of business in Ghana because of the level of development that we're hoping and helping Ghana attain. Again, in partnership and in response to the needs that the government of Ghana has articulated. So it's a great concept. but I think it needs to really match with the actions on the ground. I have to say, in so many meetings, we talk about this, and at the end of the meeting, someone will say, but just like Oliver Twist, we want more.
We want more.
So I think that that's, you know, a change of mindset that is a very positive initiative, but still needs more work on the implementation phase.
Wonderful. Can you share with us some of the major highlights of your tenure as U.S. Ambassador to Ghana?
Wow, so many, so many.
We would like to hear them.
Okay, well, let me go back to the three different areas I mentioned earlier. Let's start with the economic and development. I've been very, very excited about our collaboration in the area of shea. Shea trees are amazing. The fruit provides employment to so many women in the north, not just in Ghana, but throughout the Sahel. And this economic contribution is really an important factor of resiliency and stability against some of the extremists. So we have supported, through public-private partnerships, linking the shea producers with private sector, mostly cosmetic companies, and working throughout the value chain to support them. And I've had the privilege to go up and I planted shea trees. I've talked with traditional leaders about preserving the shea parklands.
Yeah.
It's shocking to me that people cut shea trees for firewood. It's like slaying the goose that lays the golden egg. I mean, shea is an incredible product. And if there's one thing, a message I'd like people to know, I mean, I think people take a lot of the value-added elements in Ghana for granted. Like, oh, that's just a basket.
A basket.
I'm sorry, these Bulga baskets, they gained popularity when President and Mrs. Clinton came to Ghana on March 23rd, 1998. And somebody had the idea to put their water in a Bulga basket. After that, people were like, wow, what is that beautiful basket? And they've been selling like hotcakes in America.
Wonderful.
But people here are just like, oh, this is just a basket I drag with me to the market.
That's our attitude.
And so, I mean, whether it's jewelry or beautiful fashion, or there are a lot of Ghanaian things that people around the world really covet. And so I think there's much more potential for export than Ghanaians realize. And I think that will be an important part of Ghana moving forward, is appreciating these things like the shea nuts, the shea butter.
The shea nut.
Yeah. On the military security front, we've done, as I said, but whether it's maritime security, last year Ghana co-hosted this Obangami Express multinational maritime exercise with a lot of different ships, and there was even an interdiction of some illegal activity during the actual exercise, which is incredible. So we're doing a lot with training there. We're doing a lot with helping with the professionalism of the law enforcement agencies, et cetera. And then on the accountable governance, we're working to help civil society have a voice, an even bigger voice in holding elected officials accountable and helping citizens, understand what social services they should be expecting. There's a new parliament, which is a bit of a challenge, but is starting to flex its muscles, if you will, as an independent branch of governance. Certainly the Millennium Challenge Corporation, through the Power Compact, we have stabilized the electricity supply. I was involved several months ago in inaugurating the new Pokuasi bulk supply point. We're soon to inaugurate one in Kasoa. So really, I mean, electricity is a fundamental asset that helps not just students study at night, hospitals be able to provide services 24/7, but to help with that private sector engine of growth, having a steady source of power is also an attractive feature in an investment climate. So those are just a few of the many, many areas.
Were you able to visit all regions in the country since your tenure?
Unfortunately, I have not. I would say that there are 2 regions I haven't visited, if you count the old 10 regions. When it became 16 regions, that made it more difficult for me to count trips to the new ones. But for example, I've been to the old Western region, but not necessarily to the
new one,
the new part of the Western region. I've been to Brongahafo, but not
the
new 3.
Yeah.
And so I guess if I had another year, I would, and we're not in a pandemic, I would have loved to have visited all 16 regions.
Impressions or likes about Ghana, especially memories you are taking with you as you leave the shores of Ghana?
As I mentioned, we were so excited to come back, and we're so delighted to have had this second opportunity to live and work in Ghana. And certainly Ghanaians have a well-deserved reputation for being so welcoming and hospitable. So I would say the first thing we miss will be the people and the relationships. And this is on a micro, person-to-person level with us personally. It's on a macro level, country to country, whether it's government to government with lots of high-level exchanges. But even more importantly, the people-to-people linkages have really grown from strength to strength over the time that we were here before.
Okay.
As an example, Ghana has the second largest number of tertiary level students in the United States of any country in sub-Saharan Africa.
Wow.
And that's new. During my tenure, Ghana moved up from 3 to 2. And there's so many linkages, whether cultural, business, sister cities, which I'd love to see people revive the existing sister city relationships rather than look for new siblings. And these are areas that are a testament to the longstanding friendship and partnership between Ghana and Ghanaians and the United States and Americans.
Some of the memories you are taking with you is?
Well, I mean, memories of my travels, my interactions with many of the tradition of the traditional chiefs is something that we don't experience in modern day America, so that's always very impressive. Various Durbers, Akwesidai, that type of thing. The food is obviously wonderful, but I know a place near my house where I can buy Ghanaian food, so I won't have to be deprived. Culturally, I mean, we've been to a lot of plays that are very interesting. Ghanaians are very witty and clever, and the way people weave in kind of current events to these lessons that are imparted in a very indirect way through plays, I find very compelling. Obviously, the food, the jewelry, there's so much. I don't know how much time you have for my memories. I could go on and on, so I try to contain myself. I mean, so I was at the stadium with the First Lady, the Second Lady. I was invited to the First Ladies' Cup, and so it was a championship of the Women's League, and that was really the first time they had done that. And to me, again, having been involved in women's football when I was here before, it was great to see that level of support. It was great to see the level of talent on the pitch. These are all wonderful memories.
Okay. So apart from Ghana, have you visited any African country?
Well, in fact, I visited about 35 African countries.
Wow.
I've lived and worked in, let's say, 4 for an extended period of time.
35?
Yes.
Oh. Any special message to your friends, to your colleagues, to Ghanaians as you finally bow out of Ghana?
Sure. Well, I do leave a piece of my heart in Ghana, and
Wonderful.
I take Ghana in my heart as well.
Wonderful.
But I would just let people know that it's not about me or the ambassador. I have a tremendous team here. The work will continue. The partnerships will continue. My successor is very eager to arrive and continue growing that fantastic partnership and relationship. And I think it's a very special story that goes back to some painful days over 400 years ago. But also when we look at the entwined history of the independence movement and the U.S. civil rights movement, there's so much that connects us, and that partnership, I know, will continue to thrive. So don't regret my departure, but take that opportunity to continue to deepen the relationship.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I really, really, really appreciate it, and then I feel blessed to have met you, not here, but I've had a chance of interacting with you a few times.
Well, I appreciated my visit to the graphic
wonderful.
Some months ago.
That
yes.
should be one of your memories.
As I said, how much time do you have?
Because we really had a wonderful time
yes.
During the visit.
Yeah.
Thank you once again for your time.
Okay, it's been my privilege.
I wish you all the best. I hope you find your way back in Ghana again, because Ghana is like a second country to you. You've been here twice.
Right, right.
And so I think you should come back, and maybe we'll make you a Ghanaian.
Our personal ties remain very strong, so I think, you know, that's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yes.
At some date in future.
Thank you.